Namo Phat. Good morning. Thank you for joining me for a daily practice check-in. Listen, listen, listen. This beautiful sound calls us back to our true home. The second mindfulness training. Aware of the suffering caused by exploitation, social injustice, stealing, and oppression, I vow to cultivate loving kindness and learn ways to work for the well-being of people, animals, plants, and minerals. I will practice generosity by sharing my time, energy, and material resources with those who are in real need. I'm determined not to steal and not to possess anything that should belong to others. I will respect the property of others, but I will prevent others from profiting from human suffering or the suffering of other species on earth. Our Dharma lessons, we're reading Catastrophe, Apostrophe by Ajahn Amaro. This morning we have a section on Dependent Origination, links 11 and 12. The last two links are birth, jati, and aging and death, jara marana, which includes sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair, soka paradeva, dukkha domana supayasa. In this system of symbolism, birth is the point of no return. You have committed to the path of some particular action, and there is no turning back. Once the baby is born, life is there, and the baby will need to be looked after. Prior to birth, there's still the possibility of turning back. Birth symbolizes the point of no return. After that, life has to be followed through to its completion. A simple example is eating. You enjoyed your food, and the thought then arises, that was delicious. The recognition that you're already full is put to one side, and the mind focuses on the pleasant feeling, vedana, of deliciousness. That leads to craving, tanha. I wonder if there's any leftover. This leads to upadana, clinging, buying into the impulse to act on the craving. The next thing you know, you're helping yourself to another portion. We are now well into becoming territory. The world has shrunk down to the food on your plate. There is a me plus a desired object and the promise of pleasure that will come from getting that object. The whole universe has got very small and simple. You help yourself to more food and you sit down, and the only thing that matters is the good thing you are about to taste. This is the essence of bhava, becoming. You eat your extra food and the mind is enjoying it. Even as you're finishing it, the mind starts to think, I didn't really need that food. And why are you eating it? And you're overweight already, and you said you weren't going to do this, and here you are doing it again. You sat down to eat a meal, and then, having got lost in the craving for more pleasure, there was a birth moment. No turning back. You can't unchew a meal. Sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair. This is the catastrophe of the book's title. Becoming almost invariably leads to jati, birth, to suddenly realizing in this example, oh dear, one of them tasted good, but I've just finished my 14th and I can feel indigestion coming on. Birth is not talking about physical birth in this instance, but rather a psychological birth, the point of no return, where we have created karma and there is no going back. Just as once a child is born, there's no turning back. Once that situation has been born, we have to live through the whole lifespan of its legacy, whatever that entails. And any condition that has been invested in invariably, inexorably, goes toward Soka paradeva dukkha domanasu payasa. Sorrow, lamentation, pain, grief, and despair. Ego death, in other words. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you for joining me today.